there's been a lot of chatter and a lot of talk about Damari. Where are we at with him right now? Is he cleared? Is he ready? Where are we at?
Well, he just went for a checkup yesterday, wasn't for clearance, and so he's still in the process of rehabbing, getting it back. I don't know where that came from. They're going to get cleared. So, but he's still working. You know, still there's no timetable set as far as that's concerned. So we'll let everybody know when that happens.
How tough is it for you to kind of piece it together, because you're waiting for him to come back, but he may not be back when you're ready. He needs games to be ready for the playoffs. How tough does that make you?
It's tough just because, you know, he's that guy that, you know, we brought in. But again, my thing is next man up. Norm and James have done an excellent job of accepting that role of being the guy, depending on the matchups. And so our guys have done an excellent job, and we got to go with what we have. I mean, if we don't have Damari, we can't sit back waiting, or thinking about, oh, if we had Damari. We got to go with the men we have on the court, and I do commend Norm. I commend James and it's a tough role, but understanding what that role is.
Are you surprised by Norm's maturity level for a young kid, 30 games in his career?
Well, you know, it's the whole thing. We're so used to college guys coming out after the first year. And he's a 4-year guy, and so he is mature. He is a little bit more mature as a rookie than a normal rookie, and he's a mature young man. And he's a very disciplined young man. That's what helps us so much in his play, is his discipline, his attention to detail, being where he's supposed to be, doesn't take possessions off. If he makes a mistake, it's a hard mistake. And that's what you want from your young players, and he's done an excellent job with that, and he's only going to get better. His confidence is growing from an offensive standpoint, and he's understanding when to roll, when to go, when to pull it back, and that's really good because, you know, we have scores, and his job is not out there to score, but he's going to take what the defense gives him, and he's done a good job of reading that.
As for Carroll, how's he doing mentally? Is he like chopping at the bit to get back?
Well, I'm sure he is. I mean, he's anxious to get back, and we're anxious to get him back. But at the same time, we have to go with what we have, and I don't spend my days looking at the calendar wondering when. You know, we'd like to have him back, but we have games to be played in preparation and getting Norm ready and James ready.
What do you need to see from JV maybe in the last 20 games to show that he's ready to take on all the responsibilities that he's going to have to in the playoffs?
Well, he's doing a lot of it. His defense is better, but, you know, the comparison to him to Biz is an elite defender. You can ask any coach or scout in our league, and Biz will go down as an elite defender. So JV has a ways to catch him, but he's getting there. You know, he's communicating, he's talking, he's moving his feet, he's up on the pick and rolls. But you know, Biz is a little bit ahead of him defensively just because he is an elite five-man defender.
I can imagine then that it's good to be around a guy like that for JV.
No question. It's been a great mentor for JV, an example for JV to watch, to listen to hear what he's saying, how he says it. Biz's reaction to help side defense. And so it's been huge for him to learn from Biz.
And pretty nice for you guys as coaching staff to have two very different options that you can use depending on game situation.
Yeah, it is. It's, you know, sometimes you get caught. You got to be careful not to get caught because teams now you use JV and now they run down to the offensive end, and so he gets caught on the deep. But again, JV is going to be caught in there sometimes to defend. I'm not saying he's never going to be in there, but he's got to do his job defensively down the stretch if he gets caught in there in transition. And the way the league is going now, he's really got to get good at guarding fives that shoot the three. And last night we saw another example of that. We're going to see it against Chicago. Not so much tomorrow night, but the league is getting to that where 5 men are shooting the 3 ball, and you've got to be able to get out there and defend that as well as stop the ball on the pick and roll. So the 5-man's defensive his responsibilities are getting tougher and tougher as the league goes to more stretch fives.
How much have you enjoyed having Biz as an option
you know, in a game like last night, he's down the stretch. He's winning the game with his defense.
I can't think of how many games he's won for us with his defense, his energy level, his spirit. You know, analytics don't do him justice with what he brings to the table with his toughness, his spirit, just almost having like a big brother looking over your shoulder, taking care of you. He's been huge. Just the attention to detail defensively, you know, way overshadows what his numbers say offensively, and I could care less what they say because his play, his toughness, his physicality, you know, they tried to blitz him last night, and we picked him apart with the blitzes, so he's getting better at that. So he's doing a lot of good things for us.
More than you expected. I mean, you knew his game, but
yeah, he's much more than I expected. You know, I didn't know he would have that much impact on our defense. So he's a huge addition for our team. Gives us an air of toughness, physicality. You know, we don't worry about that position when he's on the floor.
Collectively, last night, I mean, biz aside, but as for the team, what did you see defensively that made such a big difference?
I saw our toughness. I saw a longer period of physicality. Again, when we say we're not playing defense, we'll go through stretches where we are not tough, not physical. But I thought last night we had longer periods of grinded out, getting into bodies, getting knocked off on some illegal screens and still pursuing the play, and kept fighting through it, kept busting through it. And I saw a consistent, concerted effort collectively with everybody doing that.
As for overall team focus, are you happy with what you're seeing right now?
No question, no question. You know, we're getting there. We're not a finished product yet. I keep saying that. You know, the challenge we have is moving pieces around, matching different type of teams that we're going to be seeing here in the next few weeks. And this is a tough stretch for us. Some quality teams, some playoff teams, some teams we may see later. So how we come out and present ourselves and set the tone is going to be important.
Do people kind of look past Miami because of their age and when Bosch went down and Dragic and Wade weren't playing together, and here they are fighting for home court?
No question. No, you got a Hall of Famer in Wade. You know, he leads that team. He sets the tone for them. Now you had another All-Star in Joe Johnson. Whiteside is playing like an All-Star. So and then you have Dragic. So you've got they've got some quality pieces on that team and an air of championship, which they've won. They've got an air of confidence about them. Some of those guys weren't there, but that whole program, the whole culture, rings of an air of confidence and a championship mentality, and you got to go in and beat that. Not only the players, you got to beat that, the confidence that they play with and the attitude that they play with.